Hello and welcome to this video from Sorare Assist. Want to know the best players for your Sorare collection from the latest teams to be launched on the platform? Then stay tuned and I'll be giving you the lowdown on who's hot in the Atlético Mineiro team, plus all the lowdown on the club. If you're new to this channel, then welcome. If you're after all the information about Sorare that your brain can handle, then you're in the right place. If you're a returning viewer, then it's nice to see you again. If you found this video useful, then please bump that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel by smashing the big red button and ping that notification bell to be alerted about any new content. If you haven't signed up to Sorare yet, then what are you waiting for? Get signed up today using the link below to get a free rare card. Below you will also find timestamps for your convenience if you want to jump to a specific player on this video or a specific part of the video. But I would advise to watch all the way through, just in case you miss anything. If you have any questions or thoughts about this video, then drop them below. Also, is there any other content you would like to see on this channel, or more content of a particular video, then please comment below as well. Right, now that's out of the way, let's get stuck in. As we know, Atlético Mineiro are the latest team to be added to the Sorare family, and I've been assessing all their first team players. First, let's learn a little bit about the Brazilian club. Atlético Mineiro is the oldest active football club in Minas Gerais. Founded on the 25th of March 1908 by the 22 students from Belo Horizonte, the club opened its doors to players of every social class, establishing itself as a people's club, and becoming one of the most supported clubs in Brazil. Over the years, the word galo, which is Portuguese for rooster, became a common nickname for the club itself. The team's regular home kit comprises of black and white striped shirts with black shorts and white socks. Atlético have won the Campeonato Mineiro a record 45 times. At national level, the club has won the Campeonato Brasileiro once and has finished second on 5 occasions. Atlético plays its home matches at the Estadio Mineiro. The club has a long-standing cross-city rivalry with Cruzeiro, with matches between the two referred to as the Clásico Mineiro. The club also holds a local rivalry with América Mineiro and an interstate one with Flamengo. Atlético is currently building its new stadium, the Arena MRV, which will have a capacity of 47,000 spectators. The stadium will be one of the most modern and technological in Brazil and is scheduled for inauguration in August 2022. So, on to the best players for Sorare then from Atlético Mineiro. I'll be highlighting the best players right here. These are the players with the stats and quality to get those all-important high scores on a regular basis. I'll be highlighting players in each position, starting with the goalkeepers first, then defenders, midfielders and any forwards that catch the eye. So let's get stuck in with the first selection. First of all, I've gone with the first choice goalkeeper, which is Everson. He's 30 years old. He is capable of getting some good high scores as well. Loads of 70s, 80s, which is good for a goalkeeper. Looking at this season, or last season, he started 28 games for Atlético Mineiro. He did concede 1.2 goals per game. But it does look a decent option, goalkeeper option in the American region. So let's go on to the defenders then. So first up is Junior Alonso. He's a defender. Fantastic numbers here. Few hundreds there in the last year. Looks really, really good. He's 28. And if we just look at his stats from the last season, he's played 32 games from the last season, scored 1 goal and 2 assists. But what's fantastic about him is that he has an average of 99 touches per game and also 77 accurate passes per game with an accuracy of 88%, which is fantastic for a defender. So it looks really good option, this guy. I do like the stats per 90 minutes as well. If we just look at some of his more recent appearances, his stats per 90 minutes look absolutely brilliant. As you can see, he's got a high number of passes and also a high number of long balls as well. Looks very good option there. Next up is Guga, another defender, 22-year-old this time. He's a bit more of a youngster. As you can see, he's got high scores as well, 300s there in the last year, and he's got some really good scores in general as well. He's only 22, which is good, and looking at last season's form, he started 30 of the games for Mineiro, and he shows again fantastic touches per game. He got 1 assist, and he also had 11 clean sheets as well, which is really good. Obviously those clean sheets are important for defenders and also goalkeepers as well. He also has a high number of passes and interceptions per game, as shown here. And he looks a really viable option for any Sorare team. He is a regular starter normally in the first division of the Brazil League. As you can see, he's playing plenty of games here in last season's competition. Next up, we have Guilherme Arana, 24-year-old defender. I think this says it all really. Brilliant scores, loads of green numbers there that we do like to see. I have looked at him on the market. He is fairly an expensive option, but he may be just worth the money. If we just look at last season's stats, as you can see, he started 35 games for Atlético Mineiro, scored 4 goals and also got a fantastic 6 assists. This is probably helped by the fact that he does take corners for Mineiro, but I do like his stats per 90 minutes. If we just look at some of these here, the number of passes that he has, which is highlighted here, is absolutely fantastic. He's also got a high number of key passes and crosses as well. Also the goal threat is there, as highlighted by his 4 goals last term, which for a defender is fantastic. It does say that he is due to go back to Seville here, but that is not the case. He is actually due to sign permanently for Atlético Mineiro, as it was a clause in the contract where that would have to be the case. So they are due to actually sign him on a permanent basis there. So next up then, we have got a midfielder, Franco. He's only 22. Now you look at these numbers and you think, why have you selected him? He looks pretty poor. But if we look at the games when he does play 90 minutes, so all these games here, he's not really playing 90 minutes. But he is only young. But when he does play, he's showing fantastic numbers, which I will go on to in a moment. So if we look at his stats from last term, he started 17 games, scored 3 goals. But if we just look at the games where he's playing sort of 90 minutes, he actually plays for Ecuador as well, international level, so he's getting some minutes for the international side as well that he represents. But if you look at, which is a bonus, if we just look at the stats here per 90, so all these games he's played 90 minutes. The pass percentage is high, the touches per games is high. We've also got a high number of passes per game as well, which is fantastic. And also high pass accuracy as well, which is also what we look for. But not only that, he's also got a good goal threat as well. So it does look like a fantastic future prospect here. As I say, he's not a regular starter now, but he is getting a lot of game time, and I expect that to increase as the upcoming season progresses. Like I say, he's only 22. You could probably pick him up for potentially under £100. So that would be a fantastic buy. Next up, we have Hyoran, 27-year-old midfielder again. This guy has been in and out of the squad, but he's another player. When he does play, he's going to get you these peak scores as highlighted here. If we look at the stats from last season, he actually started 21 games. He does take corners as well when he is playing. Scored 8 goals and 4 assists. If we look at the recent games here, this is in the lower division there, but if we look at some previous games when he was actually playing, his numbers are looking really impressive, as you can see here. So this game, he didn't have that many passes, but he had a high number of crosses. He also had a high number of key passes, and his goal threat was fantastic as well, with three shots off target and 1 shot on. This game, as you can see, he had a high number of touches again, 32 passes, 32 accurate passes, and 84% accuracy, but he also had 5 key passes and 5 crosses. Again, the goal threat was also there. In this game though, this really highlights his potential. 108 touches in the game, he had 75 accurate passes with an 86% accuracy. He also had 3 key passes and 10 crosses as well. And again, he's showing plenty of shots as well at goal, which is going to result in obviously goals. Which you can see here, he's got 8 goals here and 4 assists as well. So he does look like a fantastic option. He's not currently really a first team player, but when he does play, as I say, he is showing some fantastic numbers as highlighted here. So if he can get some more game time on the upcoming season, he could be a fantastic option there. So next up we've got Keno. He's 31, so that is something to be aware of, although that is not old really for the Brazilian league. Now if we just look at his numbers, some brilliant scores as highlighted here by all the green numbers that you can see on the screen. Let's have a look. So he played 29, started 29, scored 10 goals and also had 9 assists as well in that time. So he's certainly capable of scoring. As you can see, it looks like he does take corners as well from one of the sides there. So it does look a really good option. If we just look at some of his stats, he's shown some good passing numbers, also crosses, key passes, and obviously that's all important goal threat as well. As you can see, he's having plenty of shots on target. So it does look a really good option there. Next up is Jefferson Savarino, 24-year-old, again another forward. Some brilliant scores there, lots of green numbers, what we like to see. If we have a look at his performance from last season, he's 28 starts, 7 goals and 6 assists. So he does look a fantastic player. If we just look at some of his recent games, show really good high passing numbers for a forward, a good number of key passes as well, crosses as well, and also the all-important goal threat. In this particular game here, which was only a few days ago, was 4 shots on target. Last but not least is probably the most popular player in the Atlético Mineiro team, and that is of course Hulk. Once a European giant, he actually started out professionally with Vitória, who are a Brazilian side, and then went on to play 3 years in Japan. He went on to play several seasons in Portugal with Porto, winning 10 titles, including the 2010 Europa League and 3 national championships. He also signed for Zenit Petersburg for €60 million, winning all 3 domestic honours and being named the competition's best player. He was transferred to Shanghai in China for an Asian record at the time of €58.6 million in 2016. Hulk has only recently signed for Atlético Mineiro, and he signed for them in January this year. But if we just look at some of his stats and numbers here, obviously most of this is from the Chinese league, but he's shown some good numbers there, and he's got a couple of recent high scores as well. So in his final season in the Chinese Super League, let's have a look how he did. So he actually started 13 games, scored 6 goals, and previous to that it was of course on fantastic form. 25 games, 10 goals and 6 assists. He is certainly capable. He's obviously a well-known name as well, so he might hold a bit more collector appeal than some of the other selections. Does come at a price though, but he is one worth considering. So as you can see, there's plenty of options there in the Atlético Mineiro team. If you like some of these, then get them on your shortlist ready for that next auction. So any thoughts on today's video, then drop them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel by smashing the subscribe button below. Don't forget to ping that notification bell to be the first to be informed about any new videos. You can also follow us on Twitter at Sorare Assist. There's also a link in the description, of course, to sign up to Sorare if you've not done that yet and get yourself those all-important free cards. I'll hope to see you again in the next video. See you again soon.